So one thing I want to point out here, this is all happening right at the dawn of midnight. And since we just finished Act 1, I think it's 1 a.m., maybe 2 a.m. So we're doing this right in the middle of the night. So if that's to tell you like how this is going to go, how this is going, yeah, this is a late night event as we make it out to be. Alright, so we are in Act 2, so we can see we have our options again, but this time at our intersection we have Renosuke, who offers a trade. I wonder what he wants to trade. I guess I'll find out. We still have Raisin here, we still have Yukari here, and our boss, which is... When we get to Act 2, and then we'll have an Act 3, it'll be one of 3 bosses, and they all have their own particular gimmicks. The boss this time around is Tenchi. Tenchi, that's going to be rough. That's going to be rough. Well, we can still plan ahead for that because I know what her gimmick is, so hopefully we can find out how to deal with that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go this way, because this way will lead us to Yukari. And the first fight immediately starts off with our drones. We have a Purifier and a Scouter. Both of these two are not terrible, but they're definitely rough, to put it that way. Alright, so let's use Meditate here. I guess. We do more than that. We're also getting our Divine Favour here. And let's see. I got a Grace, so I can get some block in, and that'll be fine. So let's get rid of you first, if we can. I don't think we can. So these robots here, these are a little rough because they all have household appliances. They are immune to weak and vulnerable. You can stop them with Frail, I guess, but Frail doesn't really bother them as much because they don't really cast shield spells very often. They do, but not very often. But what can you do? Alright, so we're going to use this. We're going to use that because it's free, because if we use an ability, 2 cards cost a mana less. And I guess we'll just do damage to you. And we'll just end turn there. Dealing with 1 or 2 of these robots here definitely ain't bad, but it can get really rough really quickly if you don't know how the rebound. 10 damage, so let's do this. And then we'll do this to do temporary down. It can't be afflicted through vulnerability, so, but it's still a good idea to do so, just because, you know, temporary fire down makes it pretty easy to handle them. It makes it a lot easier to handle them, put it that way. Oh, and Purify. So, Purify is one of those really annoying ones here. Purify purifies 2 of your mana. So, we should have had 3 fire, 1 water, 2 white. But now we only have 2 fire, 1 white, and 1 blue. And 2 colorless. Colorless is essentially like this one. This can cost any mana, so colorless counts for this one. But it doesn't count for, like, say, this one which uses fire. Or red, I should say. So, it varies on how useful these colorless manas are. They do have use, and if we find a use for them later, I'm definitely going to find a way to use them. But as it is, it's just an annoyance to deal with when you have, you know, mana such as myself, and you need mana you can get. Okay, so 3 Goddess to Mosha isn't bad. Gives you draws, gives you temporary 5 hardened spirits. Hiniwa front is okay, I guess. It just copies the amount of block or damage you get from your last card. But Above the Realm is personally one of my favorites. A random attack card for 1 mana, and it costs 0 to use. That's actually really good. It's the same as the other card with the Byakuran cover on it. It's pretty useful. Alright, so let's see what our first event is. Rebel against the rare cards. The rare cards are too powerful. They are too powerful. No, everybody has too many pot of greed. We must stop them with our man-eater bugs or our magicians of faith. Yes, our non-rare cards. Yes. Anyway, wrong game aside. So Shinmyo-maru, she can do 3 or 4, or at least 4 things. You can choose 5 cards to upgrade, which is your basic, basic these cards here. She can remove a non-basic card from the library, which if you have maybe a misfortune card or a tool that you don't need or whatever, that can be pretty good, but eh. She also does transform, which is choosing 3 basic cards to transform to common cards, which isn't bad, but it's whatever. I don't necessarily use transform a lot because I have a problem with keeping my health in lunatic mode, so I try my best to not handle that. So usually I just go with grow because our basic attack is usually, it's usually pretty nice. So with that said, normally I would just upgrade the 3 that cost 2 mana because their damage and their block raise up pretty good. This should be what Sage Up wants. Sage Up. Why'd you become smaller? Something about her abilities makes me question things. Either way, move on to our next enemy here. You are interesting. The Drowned Girl. This one isn't bad, but you gotta take care of her pretty quickly. So we're gonna use Celestial Fight, Divine Power, do attack, do this because it costs no mana, do this because it costs no mana, do that because we have the mana, and do that because we have mana in a card. Sure. So her gimmick is that she is a dead girl and she drowned at some point, but she's going to make you taste her agony by inflicting drowning. Reimu takes 10 damage at the end of their turn. Defeat the Drowned Girl to remove this effect. So we have to actually beat her, otherwise we're taking 10 damage every turn on top of the damage that she's going to do to us. Oh, that's rough. So we gotta take care of that as soon as we can. Unfortunately, this is not the best hand here. This is not a bad hand for other reasons though. So if we use this to gain block, we use this to gain block, and then we do damage, we'll be fine. Because we block this 10 and then this 16 that's going to be a ditch to us with 26 points of barrier. So we'll be fine and won't take any damage. Not bad. Meanwhile, we now have this card, which can do all sorts of things. Not really a lot of good options here, actually. I mean, I guess 8 damage is 8 damage, but I don't know. It could be better. What about meditation? You are pretty good, especially if I do vulnerability. And we do damage. 15 damage twice. Yeah, that's pretty good. We use shoot, we'll use Riptide. And that's fine. That'll be fine. Well, we can get this now for free. I do like Ascension Kick, especially when it's upgraded. It costs 0 mana when you upgrade it, and you get 4 temporary firepower, so that's nice. I think I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna go with this Ascension Kick and just get that upgraded. Do I want that one, or do I want Evil Exterminate? You know what, actually? If we get Divine Favour, this actually does a lot more damage. So I think that's pretty worth it. Alright, so let's see what Renosuke's up to. Take possession of items which you no longer need. So he takes away one of our items that we can sell for money, which isn't bad. He wants either the cell phone or the computer parts. I don't think we're going to be visiting the gap to heal very often, so I think I'm going to give him the computer parts. Have this. I don't have any more money. Isn't this? Reimu, you're carrying something that means a lot to me. Please, I'll give you a helpful item in exchange for it. So, this is why you want the high-tech glasses, because he wants them, because he likes the glasses. He wants to have high-tech glasses. So, if we give it to him, he'll give us the game console for the outside world. 10 guesses as to what it is. Ah, great! How's Squawk supposed to help? I feel like I got scammed. I mean, technically, I guess it's not better. I don't know, I like it. I like it. Alright, so, let's see here. Well, you know what? I got plenty of money now, so I'm actually going to go ahead and go up. And we encounter another black butterfly, but also the abandoned keystone. This is more of an annoying little punk than anything ever. So this guy here, he has rock hard. Abandoned keystone takes 3 less damage from unblocked attacks, and you have a secondary, which is take 2 damage less. So unless we take care of the keystone first, the black butterfly automatically has this to block the damage from us. So we need to take care of the keystone first. So to do this, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this. Let's use you. If I attack with 1, you get vulnerability. But more damage with the Divine Favour. You actually... Let's actually do this. I'm gonna go ahead and activate that as instead, because I can get more damage. I can block their attacks with this one, and I can still do damage regardless. But also, this activates twice because of our effect, so we're gonna do that. I'll activate it again, or do that, activate again, sure. Whatever. So now it's going to attack us. We're going to rebound it, and it dies. So, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty helpful. So now we only just got to take care of you. And with our abilities, this is going to be pretty easy. So, for 1 HP, let's do that. And let's do this. So, this card here gives us Static Charge. 24 block and static charge. When damaged, deals 6 damage back to the attacker. This is for every attack, so if she casts more than 3, like 1 or 2 attacks, she'll be damaged for 6 points each time. It's pretty useful. Because we block it, and then she takes damage. So yeah, it's a nice counterattack. I don't think I need to use you, because we're just gonna do this. Let's do this. We'll do Yin Yang Orb because I want to show off what a Yin Yang Orb looks like. Orb Duality gives us a Yin Yang Orb. This is Reimu's second gimmick here, Yin Yang Orbs. These are pretty useful when you actually build around them. We're not building around them at the moment, but this is still pretty useful. Yin Yang Orbs, 2 energy each, deal damage and gain barrier. And barrier is a lot more helpful than block. Block goes away by the end of the turn, but barrier, if you manage to keep barrier, it sticks around. Now that's only if you're able to block it and keep it for the next turn, but if you don't, it just survives. It's just another barrier for you to block damage, so not necessarily great, but it's still pretty useful. Now with the 8 Divine Favour, Fist of the Hakurai just kind of comes in and says, I'm gonna punch you now. And you die. That's kind of fun. Oh, Yin Yang Rune. tempting. Well, I don't know. Maybe 20 block when you're upgraded. You know what? Let's see if we can actually get something going with that one. Alright, so let's see our next event here. Ooh, this is a good one. She's a stationary Jizo. Jizo? Or worshipping her bring good fortune? Well, it depends on what you actually give her. So, you decide what we want to give her here. I don't think I really need this in the first place, so I think you can go ahead and take the Yin Yang Rune from me. Smiles at Reimu and heals her wounds with magic. So because we give her an uncommon card, she restores 30 points of HP and increases max life by 5. So now we have 85 HP. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, 412 money. Let's see what we can get to in the shop here. Some interesting options. Well, I like having attacks like this a lot, so I'm gonna grab one of those. What does this do for when it's upgraded? Next turn, so it starts in the next turn. Now this actually is pretty satisfying. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one. I kind of want to grab Hakure Illusion because this is also pretty good, especially when we play cards that can exile. We don't have a whole lot, but it does give us more like options to do so. Like this one, this one, this one. That's tempting. But I think I'm gonna hold off on it. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade Takemi Nakata to give us a very powerful rare card. And I don't normally get this one, but I do like the fact that I want the dodgy attack, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab Tengu's Fan. Graze is normally something I don't care for a lot, but it does have uses. Graze does have a lot of uses, especially if you have all the cards to go around it. Now, instead of going to the blue fairy here, I'm actually going to use the properties of the Tengu Feather Wing? I think it's Feather Wing. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and use that and go down here to fight our boss. And it's Kokoro. Kokoro is actually pretty simple. I think this is actually going to be pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and use Shoot on her, just so she gets vulnerability. I'm going to go ahead and use Fantasy Seal on her now to do more damage. We're looking at 69 points of damage. Yeah. So let's see. Phoenix Wing. Oh, here's a question. I have 3 Greys actually. I can dodge all 3 of their attacks. The Menreiki. Yep, I can dodge all 3 of their attacks, so that's fine. So let's just do this. It's all block. I guess I'll do this one because again, reflection, it'll reflect 12 damage back to at least this one. Because this one attacks first, and then you attack, and then she attacks, and she gives us a status. Now, the enemies that she summons are not terrible, but she does make them stronger if she keeps these masks out. So we kind of need to get rid of them as well. So let's go A-2. Let's go Exterminate. Let's go Firepower. And let's see what kind of damage we can do here with Exorcism Dance. One shot. Ooh, did you get her again? Ooh, lucky! How fortunate! That was actually really good! Wow! That was actually... Ooh! The Pagoda! This is a really good one. At the start of combat, gain 0 energy and firepower. This exhibit can be improved at gap to a maximum of 3 times. So, at the cost, when you go to the gap, you have to use this option to upgrade it. But, at the start of combat, you have a free energy and a free firepower for each charge. This is going to be really powerful for us. This is going to be really good for us here. Now, let's see. Maiden's Waltz isn't bad. Ooh. Let's do Maiden's Waltz. I kind of like this one. Alright, Raisin, what do you got for me this time? You have a watch and a shaku. The shaku isn't bad. 3 to 5 more power to give yourself more spell power, which is bad. Which is not good. Which is not bad. Ugh, not bad at all. But she also has the watch, which, whenever we add a skill card to the library, it's automatically upgraded. So if we were to get a new meditation, evil exterminate, or celestial flight, it would come into the deck already upgraded. That kind of benefit from these exhibits is really good. Like, I would recommend getting these more so than anything else. There's at least 4 types. 1 for attack, 1 for skill, 1 for defense, and then 1 for ability. And they all do the same thing, so yeah, that's, I can't believe the anti-spell manager also has to work as a Come on, Raisin, you love your job. You love your job more than you let on. Oh dear. Okay, so, let's see. 86 mon won't be enough to do much, so let's go this way. Also, oh, it's a drowned girl again, but this time she has a Spirit of Wealth. Which, Spirit of Wealth isn't bad, but it comes with an amulet, which if you debuff it, it'll negate it. And then when you defeat it, it drops 9 more mun. It's not bad at all. It's only going to do 7 damage. I have Graze, so I'm going to use you, and then use you. And we can already do more than we should. More than we should, honestly. Okay, 24 damage, 5 damage, and then block. Because block's not going to do anything, but you know. We're gonna drown, we're gonna dodge. Yeah, yeah, we're looking good now. Alright, so let's see. 10, 8, 16, 12. 18 plus 12 is 30, plus 10 makes 40. A dodge 1. Let's use Maiden Waltz, because I'm curious. Ooh, they all get upgrades. Ooh, and Celestial Flight's pretty good to have here. Yeah, let's use Providence. We do that, we gain more block for free. Actually, no, we need to use this first, because 18 damage 5 times. Yeah, that's a little more impressive. That's a little more impressive than what we had before. Alright, yeah, let's just use you. Great, we'll do that, and yeah, this is pretty good. These turns are turning out pretty good, actually. So, I should mention, drowning is not affected by graze. If you have a graze, it's going to still hit you for 10 damage, no matter what. So, be careful when you're dealing with drowning here. Alright, so, free attack card. Only Spirit Bombs looks tempting. Ooh, actually, that is tempting because if I do this, we do this. Bang. Then, bang. Yeah! Only Spirit Bomb is pretty powerful, but you saw it takes away 2 firepower when it's used. So, use it sparingly, just as a heads up. Ooh. Already upgraded. I think we can get away with one more. I think we can get away with one more here. Alright, so let's go this way for our next event. Friends, foes, or even what the true corporate has in store for you, my fortune telling can predict it all! Since you're helping against Nokia, Miss Reimu, I'll give you a little discount. Why are you not a chicken right now? This is a legit question. Alright, so Mononobe here has the ability to predict the future. Has the ability. She can tell you the boss of the third act. She can reveal the first friend event in the third act, or the first item of the true final boss. If you know the true final boss, you know this one, face observation, is a very, very useful to know. It won't tell you who it is in case you don't know, but that's still information that we could use. So, what is the first item of the true final boss? Oh, look at that, glasses. Her first item will be the pendant that emits evil spirits. It will attract stronger and stronger enemies, so I'll have an attack or two that'll damage multiple enemies at the ready. Not bad! Not bad for a hermit. A hermit in training, right? Last I heard, she was still a hermit in training. Not sure. Alright, so we go to the gap and we have a new option, collect. So, let's go ahead and collect and upgrade our pagoda one time. So now we start with 1 rainbow and 1 firepower. Rainbow being Philosopher's Mana. Philosopher's Mana is essentially a wild mana that you can use for whatever card you want. So, pretty useful. Alright, so, next boss. Next boss is Nitari. Nitari is a pain in the butt, honestly. Like, she's probably the biggest pain in the butt we're gonna run into here. Okay, let's see. Alright, I am going to use Yokai Buster. I'm going to grab Celestial to use that. Use Radiance. Let's use Nakate. Let's see what we get first. Ooh, Fantasy Seal is an interesting option, but I think I'm going to use Dreadful Raging Waves. Because we don't have a temporary firepower, but we do have more firepower, so it'll be useful. Alright, so actually, Yokai Buster is a good one because if I have cast it twice, you'll do only 7 damage because Optical Camouflage. Cast weak, but cast weak twice, so she has 2 weak. So her next turn she'll attack with a lot less damage. But what's annoying right now is that she has Optical Camouflage. Nitari takes half the damage, no matter what. That's already pretty annoying. So she only takes 7, and instead of 15, she takes 11. Even with vulnerability, which adds 50% damage, she takes half damage regardless. She is annoying. But what makes her even more annoying is that what she's going to do on her first turn, Nitari is going to summon a drone. Which drone? This time, it's the Scouter Mach 2. Which isn't bad, but definitely not ideal. Because Scout is going to cast a negative effect and add cards, but Nitari is going to be in the back doing damage, while she still has Optical Camouflage on. That's annoying. Well, we're just going to have to go around it, I guess. We do have Grace, so we don't need to defend ourselves. So, let's see what kind of damage we can do with Exorcism Dance. Yeah, not doing a whole lot of damage, are we? We'll just do that. And I guess we'll do this one because it'll add this card, which we retain, so we have extra 14 block if we need it. And I guess we'll just have to sit with that, I guess. Thankfully we braced Nitari's attack, but Nitari added Lock On! That's also annoying. Lock On is... every lock-on adds 1 more damage. It's essentially negative firepower. So, if they want to do 10 damage with 3 lock-on, she's doing 13 damage instead. That's annoying. Well, let's see if we can deal with that. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do you. Let's do you, because this is going to be funny. We'll keep that card on hand still. She tries to punch us, but with reflection, we do 25 damage, which instantly beats her. Oh, and look what we're about to do here. What's in the deck here? Oh, tempting. Okay, so I should mention that you can check what's in your deck no matter what, but what you draw next is random. There are ways to tell what order you're going to draw your cards, but there's no way to actually see what you're going to draw. So you gotta be careful what you're planning here. Alright, let's do Maiden Waltz, because I have an idea. If we do this, because I need 4 mana. Oh, you don't get vulnerability. Oh, shoot. My bad. That's my mistake. Well, 26. What is that? 26, 20, 40, 60, 72, 84. 84 damage. Oh, this is actually an interesting question. I'll play it safe and get some block in. And I'll do this damage. Well, you know what? No. Let's do this. This way we get 10. Yeah, this way we get 10 Divine Favour. 10 Divine Favour is going to make this interesting. Okay, let's draw. Alright. So, 31 damage twice. Yeah, that's pretty fun. 11. Not much else I can do, really. I'll just game block. Alright, 13 damage. Okay, now this is the funny here. Fist of the Hakurei, 126 damage. Get out of here! Oh, that's so fun. That's so fun. Alright, so they give us the donation box. Unlocks the ability to fundraise at gaps, granting 150 money. Gain 5 more reward when skipping a card. Not terrible. I don't really use the donation box very much, but it's still pretty useful. This is already upgraded because we have the watch, so it's already upgraded. Sure. Let's see if we can get any use out of that. All right. So now let's collect again. So now we start with 2 Philosopher's mana and 2 Firepower. Alright, Tenshi. Let's see how bad this is going to get here. So, Tenshi has a very annoying gimmick, especially for a stage Act 2 boss. Tenshi, whenever she gets hit, regardless of what and how, she'll regain 3 health. So she has a regen every time she gets hit. But as well, she has energy, and Tenshi gains power equal to damage taken, used to unleash her spell cards. She has a spell card that she can use on you, and it's pretty rough. So we need to try and deal as much damage as we can to her, as fast as we can. Because once she gets to 100 and she starts using her spell cards, oh, she's gonna be rough. Alright, so let's see here. Start with Celestial Flight. Start with Hawkeye Providence. And because we're starting with... actually... Ooh, I did this backwards. Alright, this is fine. So, we'll do this. 20 damage. Make it 40. Well, because she healed, that's 34? Yeah, that's fine. But because she's vulnerable, this is going to do a lot more damage too. 26, 24, 60, 72, 84, 81, 78, 65. I like doing math in my head, alright, Josh. Alright, well, we do more damage to her. So this is fine. You have Gray, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna use these anyway, because why not? Alright, so we dodge our 2 attacks, and she gives us vulnerability. Ooh, she gives us vulnerability now. Oh, and frail? Ooh, this is gonna be a problem. This is gonna be a big problem here. Oh boy. Okay, so, oh no, this is gonna be a problem here. Okay, 54 damage. This might actually be a problem here. Okay. Maiden Waltz. Let's see if we can get some barrier in here. Okay, not bad. Okay. Yeah, we need to defend ourselves. We need to defend ourselves here, because we actually need to, like, not die here. We'll poke at her at 7 damage. Okay. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Pain and hurt. Oof. Okay. Alright. That's fine. We'll get rid of vulnerability. She's not attacking us, so we're fine. We're fine. Now, she's doing another spell card, which that's going to be an annoying spell card if we don't get her right here and now. So, let's see what we can do. Above the realm to do this. Ooh. That's tempting. Yes, let's do it, because Great Tangle Decree is pretty fun. Great Tangle Decree. Deal 19 damage. Whenever that enemy takes the attack damage, Reimu gains 3 block. So they debuff her so that you can get more health from it. Yeah, that's going to be pretty useful. Alright, so let's see here. I mean, I do want to apply weak. But it's only 1 week. It's not going to make a difference, sadly, I don't think. Well, before we do this one, I'm going to do this because we have our Divine Favour to do 18, 36, 54. Not bad. Now we do this one, so now we can block every time we damage her, like so. Now, block doesn't really do much since we don't keep it for the next turn, but it's there. Alright, so this spell card is annoying, because she gains firepower, but she also gains Flawless. Flawless is a pain in the patukas. Tenchi will not lose more than 1 life from any damage taken until the end of the turn. That's annoying. That's super annoying. So, let's see here. I'm going to go A-2. I'm going to use this to gain barrier. I'll only do 1 damage to her, but barrier is nice. I don't want to do it, but I'll do this to gain more block. Only 1 damage, but more block is nice. Now, this is still going to hurt. $19 damage. Okay. Okay. We are not dead yet, thankfully. Actually, we win. 90 damage. 135. We win. Fist of the Hawkeye. Get out of here! Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Fun times. Fun times indeed. Alright, so Tenchi doesn't drop a character-specific exhibit, but these exhibits are pretty nice. So we have Old-style Miko costume at a white. At the start of the player's turn, gain 2 block for each upgraded card in the hand. So free block for every card in the hand that's upgraded, which is pretty good. Gungnir at a fire. All attack cards are accurate, which is really good. Then Philosopher's Stone at a rainbow to the mana. Unspent rainbow mana isn't lost at the end of each turn. Oh, you're making this difficult for me, game. You're making this really difficult. Decisions. I think because, well, oh, this is tough. This is tough. I think because we are about to get 3 Philosopher's Mana at the start of each turn, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Philosopher's Stone. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That's a tough decision. I think you could be fine with any one of them, and like nobody would blame you if you chose any one of those. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Now, this is interesting. Yin Yang Confluence is not great. It's useful, but I don't know. The cost is a little rough. You would be nuking the monster with just 1 card. But you would gain Barrier as well. Now the Hakure Barrier is not bad. I kind of like it. You gain Barrier for all the block that you get, which considering some of our cards is actually not bad as well. I'm looking at this now. I think I need more defense cards going into the next act. But Falling Moon Rabbit gain 2 Flawless. Flawless is kind of tempting. I think I'll stick with the barrier. And as for this, I think I will get rid of the second Wing Rise because I don't think I need to do that twice. You don't want to go into Act 3 with a lot of cards, and when we go through the rest of Act 3, we're going to try and not use as many, we're not going to try and take as many cards as we could. Let's put it that way. But yes, that is Act 2 done. So next time, we are diving into Act 3, where surely the night is still young enough for us to solve this incident. So, I guess until next time, this is Kibatu. And until we capture our culprit, hopefully, goodbye to you. Laters!